A really fantastic source of income for your PTO or PTA comes in the way of donations from local businesses and companies in your area. But a lot of leaders have questions about how to get those donations in the first place and how to continue keeping them coming in. This is a really fantastic component of any fundraising plan because you shouldn't just be looking within the four walls of your school for money. You should really be looking outside and not just continuously tapping the wallets of your school families. Like really looking to the greater community for support is a fantastic way to supplement your budget and make all of your financial dreams come true. Really, that sounds totally cheesy, but it is possible. And I even had a friend one time in a different PTO who walked into a big box store called Walmart and walked out with a $5,000 check for staff appreciation. And I was like, woman, how did you do that? So she just went in, I'm pretty sure with just a plan and said, this is what I want to spend the money for. And she hit the manager up on the right day when he apparently had a nice chunk of change to spend to give back to the community. And she walked out with that money. So it was really great for her because that was a huge relief from the rest of her budget. So they were able to switch around a lot of money that had been dedicated or had been already budgeted for staff appreciation that was coming out of like the PTO's like regular fundraiser that they could shift around. And now they had more money to play with and to spend on the students, and how fabulous for them. How do you do this? Like, how do you even approach businesses? Well, first you have to, I really believe you have to ask in person, and it's best if you have some sort of connection. So just like my friend, she actually like literally walked into the store and asked to talk to the store manager. She wasn't phoning it in. She didn't just send a letter. Like anybody can do that. Like literally anybody can do that. And so I think you have to show up in person, and I think you have to have a specific plan with what you are going to use the money for. Like, why are you asking the company? Now it needs to make sense for the company or business to be giving back to you. So in some cases, you're really going to want to give something in return. I think for the example of my friend, she didn't really have to give anything back other than, I'm sure they sent a very nice thank you note. But it just kind of depends on the business. Bigger businesses probably don't want or don't ask for much acknowledgement, but smaller businesses certainly are going to love if you acknowledge them publicly. So some of the ways that you can acknowledge businesses and thank them is by printing their name. If you have a t-shirt for the event, print their name on the sleeve or the back. Go ahead and give them that publicity in kind of a big way, because the shirts will be worn all over town and for years. So that is a nice way to thank them. You can also make up a thank you banner and hang them in your gym or along your fence or the side of the school. You can add their logo to your website. You can highlight them in social media posts. You should certainly be giving them shout outs in your newsletters or emails, and also at events too. You can make an announcement or have a sign, like let's say the local pizza company donates pizza plates and napkins for your back to school bash. Well, then you can make a little sign and say the pizza tonight's event has been sponsored by, Sally's Pizza. That's a really horrible name for a pizza place, but you know what I mean. All of these ways are just simple ways that you can highlight the businesses and kind of give them something in return that doesn't have a strict monetary value, but will go a long way in developing a solid relationship with the business so that they are more apt to donate in the future as well. Because what you're really doing is connecting them with potential customers. So you're getting their business name out there in front of consumers who may go back and support that business. And in time, you might be able to parlay the initial donation into even more support if the business sees the value of the relationship. And if there's like that give and take where your PTO is doing things to actively promote the business, because it kind of really only makes sense. So let me give you an example of how this has played out for me personally. So we have a local franchise of a pizza shop that is so super supportive of our PTOs. And anytime we ask for a fundraiser night, they're like, sure, absolutely. And in fact, we've had one for like last year, and then also we're repeating it this year, where it's like the first and third Tuesdays of the month is a dedicated fundraiser night for the senior class of the high school. And it was a large portion of our fundraising last year. And it doesn't take much work because you just like promote it to the families. And how the pizza place has arranged it is that any orders that walk in through the door between a certain time on the first and third Tuesdays of the month gets a portion of the proceeds. And so it's not like you just don't have to show a flyer, because the problem with those fundraisers is that oftentimes the staff don't know that they haven't been told that the fundraiser is going on. And so they're unprepared and they don't know how to code things. And it has turned into such a mess on so many times that I'm just like over those sort of fundraisers, just because I think people will know about the fundraiser, but they'll forget to take a flyer or forget to show a flyer. And if you're ordering online, how do you do that? So it's just easier if it's just a portion of everything that walks through that door for the night or for the specified times. Like that's really easy for the restaurant to track, and they don't have to train their employees because it can be the store manager or the owner who is collecting that information. What the local pizza shop support of the PTO has turned into me ordering from them way more than I otherwise would. And my family requests to go there more often too. And so I think it has turned into that particular shop has really been able to turn their donation into business and has really elevated their reputation in the community by being so supportive. That is good for them and it is good for the PTO. So it's like a win-win on all the different fronts. If you are looking to raise money from businesses in your area, I hope this video has been super helpful in helping you think about different ways that you can kind of give back and thank the businesses for their donation without like going beyond just a thank you note, like doing something that is more effective that will turn into more business for the business, which will in turn probably turn into prolonged donations for your group. So again, win-win on all sides. Hope you've enjoyed this video and that you join me for the next one. Want even more guidance on how to be a stronger leader so you can run a better PTO or PTA? All these resources and more are waiting for you at ptoanswers.com.